Very good morning, students. Welcome to the lecture of financial management. Today, in this topic, we are going to study. First point is time preference of money. Second point, we will see what is the concept of time value of money. After that, we will see what are the reasons for time preference of money. The next point, techniques of time value of money. And the last is reasons for time value of money. Okay, in this lecture we will start with the term time value of money concept. Okay, as in accounts we will basically study what is debit, what is credit, or we can say we will start with the journal entries. Okay, so as the journal entries and the debit credit is the basics in the accountancy, so in the financial management the basic term is time value of money, which we have to study. And the time value of money concept is coming continuously in other chapters also of the financial management. So we will start with the time value of money. What is time value of money? What exactly the concept of time value of money is, and what are the techniques of using this time value of money? How we will calculate time value of money, we will see in this lecture. So first is time preference of money. What is time preference of money? You all must be know, or you all must be aware about that a rupee today is more than a rupee we will receive in or after 1 year. The value of the rupee we receive today is definitely more than the value of rupees 1 after a year or at the end of the 1 year. Just look at the screen. Time preference of money. If you are given the choice of receiving rupees 1000 today or after 1 year, what you will do? If you have a choice whether to receive the amount of rupees 1000 today or you can receive it after 1 year, definitely you will go for today. Okay, why? Because the amount of rupees 1000 has more value today than after 1 year. So you will definitely opt to receive it today than after 1 year. This is because the value of the current receipt of money is higher than the future receipt of the same money. The value of the same amount of the money in today is more than after 1 year or in near future. Okay, this concept is referred as time preference of money. This is known as the time preference of money because the value of the money we receive today is more than the value of the money we will receive in future date. Okay, therefore the time value of the money concept has more importance, or the money has time preference is very much more for the money, and therefore we are going to study this lesson. Okay, what is the concept of time value of money? We have seen the time preference for money. Okay, that means the value of rupees 1000 today is more than the value of rupees 10,000 after a year or for the future. Now what is the time value of money? Time value of money concept depends on the time preference of money only. Okay, the concept of time value is that the value of the money received today is more than the value of the same amount received after a certain period of time. In simple terms, money received in the future is not as valuable as money received today. We see the petrol prices. Okay, the charges of petrol, which is today, in near future it will again increase. Okay, therefore the value of the money which is today will definitely decrease in near future. The value for the money today is definitely more than the value of the money in the near future. and therefore future money is equals to present money plus time. Okay, time is very important. The value of the money decreases with the time. Okay, though the prices or the costing of all the products and the goods increases, but the actual real value of the money decreases with the time. Therefore future money is equals to present money plus time. That is the main concept of time value of money. Okay, say for example, if you are keeping rupees 1000 in your locker, okay, and after 1 year also if you are going to see that 1000 rupees, it will be same as 1000. After 2 years also you will see it is 10,000, 1000 only. Okay, and as after 1 year the costing of the goods, we can say, or say for example petrol only, we take example of petrol only. The petrol which you can get of rupees 1000 today, you will not get that amount, that much petrol after 1 year also. Okay, because the prices of the petrol increases, and as the prices or the costing increases, the value of the money decreases. That is time value of money. So the 1000 which we have today has more value than the 1000 which we will be having after 1 year or in near future. If we are depositing that 1000 in the bank, or if we are making FD of that amount, then it will be good, because instead of 1000 we will be getting more than 1000 after a year or after 2 years. Because in that, if we are depositing that amount in bank, or if we are making FD of that amount, or if we are investing in shares, then definitely we will be getting more because of some interest on that amount. So it will be good. But the actual value of the 1000 rupees we receive today, and if we receive the same amount, that is 1000 only after 1 year, then the value of the money will decreases. But if we are getting more, that means if we are getting principal plus interest, then the value is increasing. That is the main concept of time value of money. Now what are the reasons behind time preference of money? What are the reasons? Normally people would want to receive money today rather than after some time. We generally prefer to receive money today only rather than in future. Why? So there are reasons behind that. Now what are these reasons? We will see one by one. First reason is the present needs are considered as more important. We consider the needs of today at present more important than those needs to be fulfilled in future. We are not ready to defer our needs and wants for the future date. We always try to fulfill or satisfy our needs today only. People consider present needs as more important than their future needs. We definitely try to satisfy our needs of today's at present only than the future needs. Purchase of clothes, television, car, luxurious articles for the present use feels more urgent than savings for tomorrow. We feel that we should satisfy our all needs and demands at present only, instead of depositing or saving money for the future. Therefore people consider the value of the money today as more than as its value as of tomorrow. And as we are interested to satisfy our needs at present time only, we are more interested in fulfilling our demands at present time only. Therefore the value of the money today is more than the value of the money tomorrow or in near future date. Okay, so this is the first reason that people feel that their needs of today should be satisfied at present only than their future needs. Okay, so this is the first reason for the time preference of money. Second is investment opportunities available. See, if we are having opportunities in the market today, say for example, if we have the opportunity that if we invest rupees 10,000 today in this particular portfolio or in this particular shares, we will be getting 20% return from that. So definitely we will try to invest that amount of rupees 10,000 in those portfolios from where we are getting 20% returns. Okay, so this is also one reason why there is a time preference of money. If see, just look at the screen. If you pay rupees 10,000 to a person today, and if he invest it at 12% per annum, he would receive rupees 11,200. See, if you are paying a person rupees 10,000 today, and if that person is going to invest those 10,000 in some investment in some portfolio from where he is getting 12% of return, that means after a year he will be getting 10,000 the principal amount plus 12% of interest on that 10,000, that is 1,200 rupees. Okay, so at the end of the year he will be getting rupees 11,200 in his hands. So definitely he will try to receive the payment today only, so that he can invest somewhere and he can make or generate some returns from that. Whereas if he is to receive the same amount after 1 year, and if he will be receiving the same amount after a year, he will be getting rupees 10,000 only. But if he is receiving amount of rupees 10,000 today and he is investing somewhere and then he is getting 11,200, so definitely he will try to receive the amount today only, so that he can invest somewhere and he can receive or he can generate some returns from that. Sometimes by investing in shares one can even double the money in a short period. Sometimes what happens, if we are investing in shares, we can make the double of that amount, that is principal amount we have invested in shares. So a person prefers to receive a certain sum of money today rather than receiving it after a certain period of time. So this is the second reason, that is investment opportunities available in the market for the time preference of money. And the next reason is uncertainty and loss. See, future is full of uncertain. We are not sure about receiving the amount or cash flows in the near future, whether we will be getting definite fixed amount of cash flows in the near future or not. Okay, because future is uncertain. So uncertainty is also one of the reason for the time preference of money. Why the time value of the money has importance, or this concept has so much of importance? Just because of the uncertainty also. Future is uncertain. If you expect to receive a certain amount in the future, there is always an uncertainty with regards to its receipts in the future. Okay, the future is subject to risk. A person may incur loss due to not getting the expected amount in the future. Sometimes what happens, if we are expecting to receive the future cash flows and if we are not getting the future cash flows in the near future, okay, then we have to suffer or bear some risk also in that case. So person prefer to receive the money today, and as there is uncertainty in receiving the cash flows, and there is also a risk that whether we will be getting the future cash flows or not, so a person tries to receive or prefers to receive the money today only. So these are the reasons of time preference of money. First was present needs are considered more important. Second was investment opportunities available, and third one was uncertainty and losses. Okay. Next point is techniques of time value of money. What are the techniques of time value of money? See, there are two techniques of time value of money. First one is compounding technique, okay, and second one is discounting technique. Compounding technique is also known as future value technique. In compounding technique, we are going to calculate the future value of the particular amount. what will be the future value of this amount, or we can say what will be the future value of rupees 10,000 after 5 years, after 4 years, after 3 years. And second technique is discounting technique or the present value technique, we can see. In this we are going to calculate the present value of the future sum. Say for example, we are going to receive rupees 50,000 after 5 years. So what will be the value of that 50,000 in today, at present, in zero time? That is discounting technique or present value technique, we can say. We will see one by one. First is compounding technique, and it is also known by future value technique. Okay. So first is the time preference of money encourages a person to receive the money at present instead of waiting for the future. Definitely person or people will try to receive or prefer to have money today only instead of receiving it in near future. But he may like to wait if he is duly compensated for the waiting time by way of ensuring more money in future. But if a person is getting more amount for the time period he or she wait, then definitely the person will be interested in getting the amount in the near future also, because he will be compensated for the time period he or she has waited for the amount or for the money, we can say. Okay, so if he is getting more than the amount he has invested or the principal amount, then definitely the person will wait for that also. For example, a person being offered rupees 1,000 today may wait for a year if he is ensured of rupees 1,100 at the end of the year. If the amount is going to if the person is going to receive the amount of rupees 1,000 today, and he has the option to receive rupees 1,100 after a year, then definitely he can wait, because he is receiving more than the principal amount. That is, he is going to receive rupees 1,100 instead of 1,000. This is the time preference for money, because he is getting 10% of return at the end of the year. Okay. Compounding technique or the future value technique may be classified again into three. First one is future value of a single flow, second one is future value of a multiple flow, and third one is future value of annuity. We will see one by one. First one is future value of a single flow. Now what is future value of single flow? Future value of single flow means we are going to invest a lump sum amount at only one single time. Okay, say for example, we are investing rupees 50,000 in some portfolio, in some investment opportunities. Okay, for 5 years we have invested rupees 50,000 for one time only for 5 years. That is lump sum amount, that is single flow. The future value of a lump sum can be calculated by using the following formula. Now how we will calculate the future value of that 50,000 amount? So we will apply this formula. Just look at the screen. Future value is equals to P in bracket 1 plus I raised to the power n, where P stands for present value, okay, or the principal amount, we can say, which we have invested. In bracket 1 plus I stands for interest rate, the rate of interest which we are going to receive for the per annum. And in bracket raised to the power n stands for number of years or time period, we can say, for how many years or for how much time period we have invested. It will be very clear with the help of some example. Just look at the screen. Calculate the future value of rupees 50,000 at the end of 3 years at 12% per annum rate of interest. See, example is given. We are going to invest rupees 50,000 for 3 years, and we have to calculate the future value at the end of the third year. What will be the amount, what will be the future value of rupees 50,000 at the end of the third year, when the interest rate is 12% per annum. Okay, so we will apply the formula, that is future value is equals to P in bracket 1 plus I raised to the power n, where P means principal value, that means 50,000 we have invested, so we will put there 50,000. In bracket 1 plus I means rate of interest, and rate of interest is given as 12%, so we will put 12% over there. And rest to the power n, here we are required to calculate the future value of rupees 50,000 after third year, so we will keep 3 over there. Okay, and when we will calculate this, we will get the answer 70,250 rupees. If we are investing 50,000 today at the rate of 12% per annum, we will be getting 70,250 after third year. This is future value of a lump sum amount. Okay, second one is future value of multiple flows or series of flows. Now what is meant by multiple flows or series of flows? In that, what we are going to do, we are not going to invest a lump sum amount at a single time. We are going to invest 10,000 at the end of the first year, we are going to invest 20,000 at the end of the second year, we are going to invest 30,000 at the end of the third year, and so on. We will be investing year by year. We are not investing a lump sum amount at a single time. Okay, so far we have considered the only future value of a single flow, but in many cases we may invest different amounts at different time periods, that is multiple flows. In such case, future value can be calculated as follows. In that also, again there are two categories. First is when the investments occurs at the end of each period. When we are investing at the end of each year, we are not investing at the start of the year, we are investing, say for example, at the end of December or at the end of March, we can say. Okay, so if we are investing at the end of each period, then the formula for calculating this will be P1 in bracket 1 plus I raised to the power n plus P2, the second principal which we have invested at the end of the second year, and after that P3 which we have invested at the end of the third year, and so on. We will see one numerical example for that. Determine the future value at the end of the fifth year of the following series of payment at 8% rate of interest. See, rate of interest is given as 8%, and we have to calculate the future value at the end of the fifth year. Okay, and at the end of the first year we are going to invest rupees 1,000. At the end of the second year we are going to invest rupees 2,000. At the end of the third year we are going to invest rupees 3,000. And at the end of the fourth year we are going to invest 4,000, and at the end of the fifth year we are going to invest 5,000. Okay, so just look at the screen. There is also a solution. We have to calculate future value at the end of the fifth year. Okay, so the amount which we have invested at the end of the first year, that is 1,000, on that we are going to receive the interest for 4 years, because it is the first year and it is at the end of the year we have invested. So we are not going to receive the interest for the first year because we have invested it at the end of the year. Okay, so on the amount of rupees 1,000 we are going to receive the interest of 4 years, and the amount which we have invested after second year or at the end of the second year, that is rupees 2,000, on that we are going to receive the interest of 3 years, that is for third year, fourth year, and fifth year. So in this way, just look at the solution. Future value is equals to present principal amount of first year, that is 1,000 in bracket 1 plus 8% raised to the power 4, plus second investment, second principal amount is 2,000 in bracket 1 plus 8 rate of interest raised to the power 3, because on that we are going to receive interest for 3 years, plus 3,000 in bracket 1 plus rate of interest 8 raised to the power 2 years, and so on. Okay, so if we calculate the future value, we will get the amount of rupees 16,710 at the end of the fifth year. Again, next type of multiple cash flows is when the investment occurs at the beginning of each period. We have seen this numerical when we are going to invest at the end of each year. That means in the last month of a year end we are going to invest, and in this we are going to invest at the start of each year or at the beginning of each year. Okay. And the third is future value of an annuity. Future value of annuity is again categorized into two. In that, first one is when the annuity occurs at the end of the each year. Again it is same as at the end of each year. And in that again the second will be when the annuity occurs at the beginning of each period. If we are invested at the start of the year, or whether if we are investing at the end of the year. These two categories are there in the future value of annuity also. Okay. Now what is annuity? Annuity means what? Annuity means if we are investing the same amount of money after every year or yearly. We are investing rupees 10,000 at the end of first year, we are investing again 10,000 at the end of second year, we are again investing rupees 10,000 at the end of third year. In this way we are going to invest rupees 10,000 every year for 5 years. That is annuity. The same amount of money to be invested after every year. Okay. When the cash flows occurs at the end of each period, the annuity is called immediate annuity. The future value of an immediate annuity can be calculated as follows with the help of the formula. Future value is equals to A upon I in bracket 1 plus I raised to the power n minus 1, where A stands for annuity or yearly payment, rupees 10,000 say for example. Okay. I stands for again rate of interest, and n stands for number of years. Say for example, Mr. X deposited rupees 10,000 at the end of every year for 4 years. So here annuity amount is rupees 10,000, which we are going to invest at the end of each year for 4 years. And the deposit earns a compound interest of 10% per annum, and the rate of interest is given as 10% per annum. So we will put the values in the formula. Future value is equals to annuity amount, that is 10,000, upon rate of interest, that is 10%, in bracket 1 plus rate of interest, that is 1.10, rest of the power, time period is 4 years. So we will keep there 4 minus 1. When we will solve, we will get the answer of rupees 46,410. That means if we are going to invest rupees 10,000 every year for 4 years at the rate of interest 10%, we will get 46,410 after 4 years. Okay. And the same formula is given for the when the future value of annuity we are going to calculate when we have invested at the beginning of each period. The formula is again given. Future value is equals to A upon I in bracket 1 plus I in next bracket 1 plus I raised to the power n minus 1, when we are going to invest at the beginning of each period. Okay. So it was the first technique, that is compounding technique or future value technique. We will see some more numericals in our practical session for that also. The second category is discounting technique, and it is also called as present value technique. Okay. Discounting technique or present value technique. Present value of the money is today's value of money to be received in future. Present value of money, in the technique what we are going to do, we are going to calculate the value of the future money which we are going to receive in the near future. What will be the value of that future value in present? It is the future of money discounted at a given rate of interest. In other words, present value shows what the value is today of some future sum of money. What will be the value of money today which we are going to receive in near future? Discounting technique or the present value technique may be classified as follows. It is again classified into 3. First one is present value of the single flow, second one is present value of multiple flows, and the third one is present value of an annuity. As we have seen in compounding, 3 categories. In the same way we have to see the present value of single flow also, present value of multiple flows also, and the present value of annuity also. We will see one by one. First one is present value of a single flow. the present value of a sum of money received after n years, that is, say for example 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and so on, can be represented by the following formula. Now, how we will calculate the present value? So, we will apply this formula which is shown on the screen. Just look at the screen. Present value is equals to a upon 1 plus I raised to the power n, where a stands for amount at the end of the period. That means future value, we can say. The future value which we are going to receive after 5 years, 3 years, 4 years. That will be a upon I. I stands for rate of interest, okay, or the discounting rate, we can say, and n stands for number of years. So we will see the example. Mr. X is to receive from Indira Vikas Patra rupees 20,000 after 5 years. After 5 years, Mr. X is going to receive rupees 20,000, okay, after 5 years from now. His time preference for money is 10% per annum, and the rate of interest for discounting is given as 10%, and we are required to calculate the present value of that amount of rupees 20,000 today. So we will apply the formula. Present value is equals to a upon 1 plus I raised to the power n, where a means 20,000, the future sum which Mr. X is going to receive, okay, and the discounting factor is given as 10%. So upon 1 plus 10 raised to the power, we are going to receive, Mr. X is going to receive rupees 20,000 after 5 years. So n will be 5. So we will get the value 12,420. That means the value of 20,000, the present value of rupees 20,000 which Mr. X is going to receive after 5 years is rupees 12,420 if he is going to receive today. That is present value of single flow. Now the second is present value of multiple flows or series of flows. If a person is going to receive 20,000 at the end of first year, 40,000 at the end of second year, 20,000 again at the end of the third year, and for 10,000 at the end of the fourth year. So how we will calculate the present value of this when we are going a series of cash flows at different time period, okay. See, this numerical is given, and the rate of discount rate of interest is given as 8%. So what we will do, we will calculate the present value of every cash flow which we are going to receive. The amount of rupees 20,000 which we are going to receive at the end of the first year. So for that we will calculate the rate of the interest, that is 8% we will take, and here n will be 1 year, and at the end of the second year we are going to receive rupees 40,000. So if we want to calculate the present value of rupees 40,000, there we will take n as 2, because after 2 years we are going to receive that 40,000, and for rupees 30,000 which we are going to receive at the end of the third year, we will take 3 as n, and for rupees 40,000 which we are going to receive at the end of the fourth year, there n we will take as 4, and rate of interest will be fixed as 8%, okay. We can calculate the present value of any amount or any series of flows with the help of present value interest factor also, which will be easily available with the help of the factor table, okay. I will show you the factor table in our query session, and will give you the PDF of that factor table in our Google Classroom also, okay. So in this way we can calculate the future present value of different cash flows or a series of cash flows also. So the calculation part is total present value will be 76,030, okay. And the third one is present value of an annuity. A series of equal amount of cash flows over a certain given years is called as annuity. The present value of an annuity of an amount A for n years at an effective rate of interest or interest of I can be represented by the following formula. And if you want to calculate the present value of an annuity, the formula is given as PV is equals to A upon I in bracket 1 minus 1 upon I plus 1 plus I raised to the power n. With the help of this formula, we can calculate the present value of an annuity when we are going to receive 10,000 every year. That means annuity. So we will calculate the present value of annuity with the help of this formula. Okay. Hope you all must be clear with the concept of time value of money and what are the techniques of time value of money. Techniques include, first one is compounding technique. It is also called as future value technique, how to calculate the future value of a particular sum. Okay. And the second was discounting technique. Discounting technique is also called by present value technique. Okay. After that, one example is given for that. Determine the present value of an annuity of rupees 1 lakh receivable for 5 years at the effective rate of interest of 12%. We are going to receive 1 lakh every year. Okay, that is annuity. We have to calculate the present value of this 1 lakh which we are going to receive at the end of each year for 5 years. What will be the present value of that 1 lakh when the rate of interest is 12%? So we will apply the formula present value is equals to A upon I in bracket 1 minus 1 upon I 1 plus I raised to the power n, where A means 1 lakh. Okay, I is 12% and n will be 5%. If we calculate, we will get the answer of rupees 3,60,500 as the present value. The next point is reasons for time value of money. Now, what are the reasons of time value of money? First is risk and uncertainty. Definitely there is a risk and uncertainty whether we are going to receive the future cash flows or not. There is uncertainty. Okay, so definitely everyone wants to receive the money today only instead of receiving it after some time or in the near future date. So this is the first reason for the time value of money, why there is a time value of money has more scope and importance because of the uncertainty and the risk we face. Okay, second reason is inflation. Inflation is the second reason why there is an importance or more scope to the time value of money, because day by day the inflation is increasing, the prices of the goods and services increases, the purchasing power of the money decreases, and as the inflation increases in the economy, then definitely the value of the money or the purchasing power of the money which is today will definitely less than in near future. Okay, next reason is consumption. Individuals generally prefer to consume the goods and services in today. They are more interested in satisfying their needs in today. They are trying to fulfill their wants, demands and needs today. Therefore individuals or people prefer to consume more goods and services today only instead of in future. And the fourth one is investment opportunities. As there are opportunities, if we are getting opportunities in the market, then definitely we try to grab those opportunities. Okay, so because of the investment opportunities, the investor or the people will try to get money today only, try to receive the amount today only, so that they can grab the opportunities by investing somewhere and by getting more returns from that. So this is all the concept of time value of money. Okay, we will see the numerical part in a practical session. Thank you.